Okay, Chris Langan and the Chris Langan Weekend. Um, it's Karen Light here. I was an old friend of Chris's, and he was a beloved friend of mine. I found him beloved ever since I first met him, and that was at the Transac in 1978 when Basil was showing me how to read the music from O'Neill's. And he turned and said, well, here, meet the master himself. And Chris walked in, and yeah, that was the first time. And I knew there was something special about him from that very instant. And he taught me, I taught a small group of us a tune that night. And it was For Ireland, I Won't Tell Her Name, something like that. And it was an air. And I learned the tune, but never as an air. And I haven't played any airs. And 20 years after that, about I guess it was, I was ready to learn an air from Chris. And unfortunately, he passed away before I got a chance to. That's my one regret with Chris. The other regret is that we lost the chance, I lost the chance for more precious times with him. It was very tragic, but you know, that's the way life is. That first Chris Langan night, we honored him, and what a special night that was. It was only a Saturday night, and Chris was there, of course, and feeling great about it, wonderful about it. He loved it. There were several hundred people there, even people from Ireland. And I remember Dan Meany said, gee, this is just like a little folk festival. And it was just one night. And I remember Chris saying, we should do this every year, he said. And I remember thinking, at first I thought, oh, okay, we can honor you once a year for the rest, you know, on and on. But what he really meant was exactly what's happened, I think. Let's just celebrate Irish music and celebrate it in Toronto, and it can be under my name, doesn't matter, you know. And so that's what happened, and it's been an amazing event from day one. Not just when the new committee took over, from day one that weekend. It became 2 days, and then it became a weekend. It was very special every single time. And I feel very lucky for it. Now, when I first got together with Debbie Quigley and Keith Murphy in a little band called Jigsaw, we decided that we were going to play some of Chris's tunes. And Chris was alive at the time, and he was very honored that we were learning his tunes. And I remember telling him about the boats and the gathering of the boats, the hookers, and he loved that tune. And so we learned it, and it's been my favorite ever since. And I remember the first time we performed it at the Transac. Chris was sitting right below us, and the smile on his face, goodness, he was so thrilled that we were playing that tune. Not just because he wrote it and that he loved it, but that it was Debbie and it was me, and we were both very close friends. And he was very happy. I could see it on his face. And even though we screwed it up massively, he wouldn't have known necessarily, although we laughed and sputtered, and he didn't play his own tunes unless he was reading them. He hadn't memorized them, I don't think. And so anyway, I continued to play a Chris Langan tune every single time I performed at the Chris Langan Weekend for many, many, many years until, well, I wasn't invited to play 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, but every time I was invited, I played a Chris Langan tune because I don't know, I mean, why not? It was a special time. It was Chris's time. For me, it was Chris's memory that I was playing for, and so I'm going to play a tune for Chris right now, The Gathering of the Boats, and I'm going to read the music, even though I think I could still do it by heart. And if I make a mistake, just memories of the first time I ever performed it.